And it feels so good to be back. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego. We back. Now, I ain't done no live streams. Let's see if I still got it. I ain't been streaming. What the heck? Yeah, I ain't really been streaming. So we gonna see if your boy Ego still got it. They want to catch me slipping, catch me lacking. Let's see if these bums can do that. That dude named Dave, channel member, what's up? Shout out to my boy 76 Mark. Of course, they didn't give him a notification because they hating. Yeah, I mean, YouTube do this. They just be hating. So it's up to y'all to save the stream. The longer, the more y'all contribute, the more I can do. It's that simple. Yeah. It's probably because I haven't been going live, so they're not sending no notifications out, whatever. But I want to talk about this Jaron Boots Ennis stuff because we're gonna see how many of these bums show up. When I say what I say on a regular video, you got a million different opinions and oh, I disagree with you, ego. So now that I'm live here in the flesh, I can talk back, I can rebuttal stuff. We're gonna test my knowledge, we're gonna test their knowledge, and we're gonna see what's up. And we're gonna see who really knows what they're talking about in this game. And I can't wait. I'm here for it. So grab your popcorn, we'll do some setting up stuff. Yeah, it's funny. I mean, I've been on YouTube and online so long, I see how the game goes. Y'all do a lot of this when there's no instantaneous rebuttal because I don't even read my comments half the time. So I'm not about to go through each comment, reading and replying to everything. Shout out to Victor, what's up? But the live format is different. That's where I get to be more interactive, hands on. You could test the knowledge that I bring to the channel live, and we're gonna see what makes sense. Because there's a lot of finger pointing with this whole Brian Norman, Jaron Ennis stuff, and it's so many bad takes out right now. So many bad takes. So I figure I'll add my 2 cents in. Shout out to Brian. He said getting his popcorn ready. Absolutely. Got to get my hydration in. Make it make sense 200K to fight on a contender's undercard versus 1.5 to 1.7 and be a main event. This is a duck. I mean, this is the same. It's like the online space in boxing is real watered down right now. You guys need. I can't leave boxing alone. The game need me. It's like one big echo chamber, and you guys all have the same talking points, and most of you don't know what you talking about. That's the reality of it. Chris Smith, he don't know about boxing. Everybody, there's certain words in boxing that are overused. Like not everything's a cherry pick, not everything's a duck, et cetera, et cetera. You got people, you can believe me, somebody who makes money in boxing, and that has been the case for many, many years, or you can believe these dudes that don't make money in boxing and they just saying whatever. They're saying the the popular take. So unoriginal. Greg Roberts, what's up? He said, I'm definitely here for the smoke. Yeah, we gonna get to it. I'm just waiting for YouTube to do its job and send out my muff notifications. These notifications. Victor, get them likes up. Y'all subscribe to the channel, hit the notification. Don't forget to learn. Absolutely. That's the part. I be getting my stuff right, and then they act like I ain't the truth. All right. All right, we gonna see. Yeah, everybody say everything's a duck. Shout out to G5. Okay, now we getting somewhere. Now we getting somewhere. That's how you supposed to drive. That's a shout out to G. Finally, we getting to the heart of the matter. My man G5 Weeze, Eddie Hearn gonna ruin Boots' career, pay the fighters like Brian Norman Jr. what they worth, stop lowballing the fighter. That's how you supposed to oh my God. See, this is why I do it, because I don't care if 100 people don't get it. I do it for the G5 Wheezes. That one person, that diamond in the rough who understands what this is about and gets it. Then I know I'm doing a great job. There, like, in life, there's gonna be more fools than there are like scholars and intellectuals. But I'm here to talk boxing to the people who want to grow with the sport, learn the sport, and are open-minded to other opinions that may not have initially been their own. Cash Crypto, what's up? Oh my gosh, this Chris Smith dude. We all fans and we going off of what we seen Madrimov not even make 1 million to fight Crawford. Boxing itself is watered down. Nobody wants to see the best. Bro, what does Madrimov have anything to do with anything? That's how I know you a groupie, bro. Groupie love. Give me some of that groupie. You a groupie, bro. You just randomly brought up Madrimov. What does he have to do? Second of all, you talking about some numbers on the paper that said Crawford made that same piece of paper where you're saying Madrimov only made X, Y, and Z. You said Madrimov didn't make 1 million. That same paper said that Terrence Crawford only made $2 million, but anyone else in the industry will tell you he made more than that. So you don't know what you're talking about. The more you speak, the more I realize you don't know about boxing. You talking about some report. The report said it was an $8 million gate. That wasn't no $8 million gate when they fudged the numbers and pencil whipped it and said that they sold tickets, but they were really donated, and they were Crawford Madrimov had tickets that were given away as comps. They were given away as comps, but then they utilize actual tickets, so there's no way to know what the real gate is. But just the fact that you did that shows me you didn't max out and do the highest gate because you comped tickets. You comp tickets and then pacified them like they were paying customers. Who does that? And the only reason you would do some schemy stuff like that is if you wanted to hide the real number. So you convoluted it. So you don't know what you're talking about, bro. You should probably stop replying. Oh my god, this man's still talking about my dream off, y'all. Hey, yo, what is up with you, bro? Is this autism? Like, why you keep talking about my dream off, dog? What is, bro? This man is fixated on some goddamn Madrimov. Madrimov's favorite food is rice roni, bro. Stop talking about Madrimov. What does that got to do with anything? You act like oh, I missed the live streams. Y'all funny. Bro, this we dealing with Rain Man over here. Yeah, definitely, definitely. My dream off, definitely. Hey, shout out to my boy Chad, man. Score! He got it cracking. Chad, I ain't been streaming. These dudes is bums, so I ain't been streaming because they bums. They don't know about boxing, Chad. Hey, get the claps up. The man just dropped big ball of dollars. Make you want to holla. Ow! Why, why? I like it this way. Shout out to Chad Van Score. Now, Chad, he dropped $100. We got that blood red. These is bloody shoes. He said, dang, I miss y'all. They don't know Ish Cook ego. I'm trying to tell y'all, Shout out to everybody, Eagles Army. YouTube not sending out notification, but we still getting that guap. We still getting that guacamole. We still getting that guap. Shout out to Chad Van Score. Pay your ties. Not Chad. I'm not saying that to him. I'm saying that to y'all. Y'all got to pay your ties. Hit the like button. Let's go. Bro, stop talking about Madrimov. Madrimov has nothing to do with anything we're talking about. We're talking about Jaron Boots Ennis and Brian Norman Jr. And you're not even connecting the dots. You just keep talking about Madrimov and how much he allegedly got paid. Bro, the reality is this. Let me ask y'all a question. I'm about to body y'all. I'm about to body y'all. I'm about to body y'all. What is Jaron Boots Ennis' best win? Name the fighter that Jaron Boots Ennis beat that you believe is his best win. Okay. Okay. Now it's time to cook. Chad Van Score, he got it. It's up. It's up. Chad Van Score got me right. Listen, I'm asking the question. Y'all can't with me. What is Jaron Boots in his best win? Whole career. He got whatever, 20 some odd fights. What's his best win? Let me know in the comment section. Name the person that Jaron Ennis fought that you feel is the best win. The man said Brian Villa. That's not even his name. That's not even his name. So that goes to show me that people aren't even familiar with Boots' opponents for real, because you said his name wrong. Okay, everybody's saying Roman Villa. To which your boy Ego, I agree. That was my favorite performance from Boots, and I think that's the best name because he had shocked Rashidi Ellis and it looked like he almost stopped Rashidi Ellis, to be honest, in later rounds. Rashidi was doing good in the first half of the fight, but the Roman Villa is Boots' best win. Now, that's not no legendary welterweight name if we're being serious, even though it's my favorite Boots performance. Roman Villa is Boots' best win. I think majority of the people voted agreed to that. Guess what? Santillan is a comparable win to Roman Villa because Santillan had fought Golden Boy's Alexis Rocha and stopped him, and he too was undefeated, and he was ranked with multiple sanctioning bodies. These are the facts. Okay. Okay. So for real, you guys are trying to create this major distance between Brian Norman Jr. and what he's done at 23 and Boots Ennis and what he's done at 27. The reality is neither one of them is Miguel Cotto, Pacquiao, Mayweather. They ain't done that. They ain't had no De La Hoya type of run. Stop playing with me. Y'all keep talking this duck. Sergey Lipinets, Mikey Garcia beat him already. Lipinets is a career 140 pounder. So Boots' best win is Sergey Lipinets, a 140 pounder at welterweight. Y'all don't know boxing. Okay. Bro, how is your best welterweight win a guy from 140 though? Lipinets can fight. He's good. But he's truly 140 pounds. He's not even that big, bro. I seen Lipinets live. He fought that Japanese dude on PBC card with no hair for the title. I seen it. I was there for it. I'm everywhere. You ain't never there. So Boots' best win is 140 pounders. Thomas Delorme. Lipinets. Man, stop playing with me. I'm the king. I know everything about boxing. Y'all mad. So the reality is you guys are trying to create this major space like Boots has accomplished and fought everybody in his time. He hasn't. He hasn't. It's that simple. He hasn't. Neither has Brian Norman. It would be a good fight and a good unification, but Boots got gifted the belt, email champion the belt because Crawford moved up. He was undisputed. Terrence Crawford was undisputed, and he moved up to 54. So Crawford, he's like, I'm up here. Boots got emailed the belt by the IBF. And Brian Norman fought for the interim belt, beat the out of Santillan, a ranked guy, and then he got gifted and elevated to the full WBO champion. So they both email champions. They both don't have a stacked deep resume. The only thing you could say is Boots, his profile's still probably bigger. I would give him that. And he did good in Philly with the David Avocado fight because Philly ain't had a fight since Beanie Siegel was out. It's Mac, bro. Philly ain't had no fights out there since Beanie Siegel. I kick his ball over the fence. They ain't had no fights since State Property, since PD Crack. PD Crack make that thing go ring. Black back at your Mac and that thing go ring. Bro, they ain't had a fight in Philly. I ain't talking about no street fight. I'm talking about like any type of high profile fight since Flip Side says you get her who had her, says she blow la la. Bro, they ain't had no fights. People are like, oh, it did a good live gate. It need to do a live gate. They ain't had a fight out there since Marvin Hagler had hair. Y'all don't know about boxing. Bro, this community, they don't get fights out there for whatever reason. They ain't had no fights out there. So yes, he did a good live gate. He did strong numbers with a weak opposition, David Avocado. But again, I would imagine that. Flip side, says you get who had says she blow la la. Bro. I came to rock the mic right, and I got what it takes to bro. Philly ain't had this since Beans, since Mac, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Yeah, they ain't had no fights out there since Freeway Beard was short. Man, you must not know I spit bullets of bar, aka RD. Bro, they ain't had a fight in Philly since Freeway and Cassidy battle. Bro, man, you must not know I spit bullets of bars, aka RD with the rock. Bro. I'm the nicest out. Bro, they ain't had no fight since Freeway Beard was short. Stop playing with me. Even though what we do is wrong. Free gotta make it about Jaron with the Ennis and the Boots gotta. They ain't had no fights. So he did good out there. Shout out to Philly. Hey, I'm gonna come to Philly. I'm gonna give me a cheesesteak. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Max and Gino's. Yeah. PD Crack make that thing go ring. Pack at your man and your man go ring. One for PD Crack. Bro, you ain't had no fights in Rockefeller since Hove was messing with beans. So yeah, good job. He did one live gate. Amazing. But y'all still trying to make it like Jaron Ennis is Manny Pacquiao level stardom. I want to, I believe bro, he hasn't done that. We like Boots. We like what he's doing, but he ain't done that. So stop it. So you guys are getting cooked, as you guys can see. Oh, Brian Norman. I told you exactly what was going to happen, and then it happened. Biggie, what happened? You guys, I told you this is going to be a finger pointing. Do you notice a pattern with Eddie Hearn? It's like a finger pointing contest and a blame game because the fight didn't happen. You never see this with PBC, dog. You never see Al Heyman doing interviews and telling the numbers and blaming this person for not taking the fight. You don't think PBC has negotiations that kind of fail? You just don't really hear about it. The only difference is Eddie Hearn, you got a British white man with blue eyes that love the mic, and he do interviews to push blame and have a scapegoat. So when you get Boots versus Karen Part motherfucking 2, there's a built-in scapegoat. Oh man, Boots had to fight against Karen because everybody else ducked him. It's the same play. It's like playing hide and seek and a muff keep hiding in the same spot. You're under the bed. We see you. How many times, if you're playing hide and seek and somebody keep going deliberately to the same spot and you already caught them, they're under the bed, bro. They trapped in the closet like R. Kelly. Oh, 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 oh. Who is this dude? The issue here is you started trashing Hearn. You can't even spell Hearn. So I don't got to spend much time on you. The man spelled Hearn without an A. So this won't be long. What else you say? Before the numbers came out, Into Deep. He talking about a movie with LL Cool J. Block him. This man, he all over the place. He spelled Hearn wrong. He talking about Omar Epps and LL Cool J movies. Into Deep. What? You ain't a cop. You ain't a cop, Jay Reed. Bro, what the are you talking about? Get him out of here. Hey, I don't even want to see his face anymore. Block him. Programmer, bro, bum. The man said Into Deep. That's all we needed to know. You ain't a cop. You ain't a cop, Jay Reed. Hey, I told y'all, y'all better give me some better work. This man said, I'm in too deep. What am I, undercover cop? What are you talking about? Shut your pie hole. Thank you. Get my likes up for these bums. Boxing fans be acting like Eddie Hearn and Turkey can do no wrong. Yeah, shout out to Nuke. Bro, it's all wrong. You ain't getting boots to fights. Y'all said, I told y'all. I love it because this is everything I told y'all. You guys said Boots signing to Eddie Muff Hearn was gonna usher in this new era for Boots. The fights look the same as what he was getting with Showtime, if not worse. Okay. What are y'all talking about? Bro, say it again. You guys said Eddie Hearn was going to change the game, and now Boots was going to become an American superstar because he teamed up with the monster Turkey, Alice Sheik, and Eddie Hearn. His fights aren't no better with Eddie Hearn. You fought David Avocado, one fight removed from Terrence Crawford, busting his pack and bludgeoning the man with busted gloves with them Pillsbury Doug. Terrence Crawford knocked him out in ring, ended the whole thing. Boots looked sharp, but he was getting hit a little bit too much. He even said he felt rusty, and then he couldn't continue for whatever reason. That was a terrible fight, by the way. Pretty terrible. David Avocado, nobody wanted that. So you promised Cody Crowley, and we got David Amnesia or whatever. David Anesthesia. And you said Eddie Hearn was the savior and Turkey was the savior. That's not a fight that I wanted to really see. I just like the way Boots fights, so I watched it. But make no mistake about it, that's not what I would have preferred. So, where are these legendary fights? You guys say, "Oh man, he had PBC had him on the shelf." First of all, he was never signed to PBC. Second, he was in a deal with Cameron Duncan. They owed him to fight. Rest in peace to Cameron Duncan, though. That's why when it was a breach of contract, he didn't get enough fights or whatever, they got out. And you have to understand, this is everything I told y'all, bro. I don't even understand why I'm on this track. Now y'all mad at me saying, "Oh, you're a hater and all this." How you mad at the muff that keep getting it right? Makes no sense to me. Somehow it's my fault. Boots has to fight Karen part 2. Bro, I've never even met a guy named Karen in my lifetime. No Diddy. I've never met a Karen in my that's such an unsellable fight. Just based solely on the fact that his name, like Karen, I don't even know if Karen is really a unisex name. I don't even know if that's like an androgynous name. Karen, like when the last time you like, yeah, like you a little kid, like, Mom, I'm about to go spend the night at Karen's. Your mom gonna be like, Karen? Bro, I've never met a male named Karen. That's just a sidebar. That's my personal life. If you guys know any guy named Karen, He said, "I know a guy named Lindsay." It still ain't no Karen, bro. Karen's the one that be calling the cops when you having a barbecue at Lake Merritt. I ain't never met no dude named that. So just based off that, Boots versus Karen. That just sounds stupid. It would look so stupid on a poster. Boots, Karen 2. Battle no one wanted to see. Kiernan, man, all that's good. I don't know no Karen. Y'all keep saying a bunch of other names that I didn't say. Oh, I know a guy named Lindsay. I know a guy named Robin. I ain't say no Lindsay and Robin and all this other stuff. I said I've never met a dude named Karen. Now, either you guys know a guy named Karen or you don't. You guys keep saying a bunch of names that I didn't even say. I never said I never heard of a Kernan and all this other stuff. I said I never met a man named Karen. So it's an unsellable fight. Good luck with that. Boots versus Karen. What does that do for Boots' career? And then y'all encourage this move. Y'all was like Boots with Eddie Hearn and Turkey, they're unstoppable. All right. Shout out to my boy Monk. He be tapped in. He know I came to spank y'all. Bro, I'm gonna baptize y'all. I'm gonna spank y'all. Your bottom gonna be red. There's gonna be some real red bottoms. I'm gonna spank y'all. Y'all think when I do these videos, it'd be like, oh, I disagree with that. Where are all these people that disagree? I'm stating my case perfectly, eloquently, and now all the people that disagree, they too chickens to say something now when I'm live in the flesh. Funny how that works. Boots versus Karen is a terrible fight. Anybody that's a boxing fan can tell you that. How you gonna do a rematch to a fight and the first fight wasn't good? Think about the worst movie you ever seen. Name one of the worst movies you ever seen. I need y'all to name a horrible movie that you watched. Come on, let's work. Y'all said y'all want to work. Y'all said it was gonna be easy. Y'all said Ego's rusty. He ain't been streaming too much. Y'all said I was gonna be rusty. I ain't streamed in like a month, 2 month, 3 month, whatever. Y'all said I was gonna be rusty. I told you I do this. I eat, sleep, live boxing. Y'all can't beat me. Y'all can't outthink me. Stop playing. I don't have to do streams every day. I don't have to rush out a bunch of videos. Name a movie that was terrible that you watched. He said the new Roadhouse. Yeah, but that's a sequel. Name some more. Human Centipede. I'm so sorry, Commons. That's funny. Okay, so anybody else got some movies? A horrible movie that you watched. Name a horrible movie you watched. I'm trying to think of one myself. What's a movie that was just like real bad? Anybody? Nobody got no movie that was just terrible. I'm trying to think of something good that we all can agree on. Juice remake. Where you even see that? What are you talking about? Y'all invented movies. This man said the Juice remake. Where did you see that? Where did you see a Juice remake? I've never even heard of that. Please let me know where a Juice remake. Who's even in that? This scared. Ain't nobody scared that just told you how the DJ said. You literally made that up. I've never heard of a Juice part two. I heard there was gonna do one with Soldier Boy, but it never manifested. You literally made up a fake Bishop movie. I'm confident in that. I know my movies. He said Juice with Michael Keaton. I know y'all cap. What the hell could Michael? Come on, bro. What role would Michael Keaton be in the goddamn Juice? He Bishop? Ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? Come on, y'all lie. Y'all some liars. Anyway, someone says Stomp the Yard too. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Now we getting there. This, oh my god, this man said Beetlejuice was horrible. Oh, y'all some haters. Beetlejuice is amazing. So I don't know why I can't relate to that. Okay. So we'll say The Last Airbender. Or what's that Will Smith movie, After Earth? Yeah. So Last Airbender or After Earth. The movies were terrible. That's like making a sequel to it. That's Boots versus Karen. After Earth Part 2. Everybody hated the first one with Will Smith and his son. Oh, that's how you're supposed to fly. Like everybody hated After Earth. I don't know one After Earth fan with Will Smith and Jaden. Nobody liked it. So you're gonna do an After Earth 2? That's the equivalent of Jaron Boots Ennis versus Karen. Think of like the worst. Somebody said How High too. I didn't even watch that. Think of the worst movie you've seen in a while, and then they just do a sequel to it. Human Centipede 2. Ain't nobody want to see that. And y'all said, hey, here's the thing where it's not making sense to me. You guys said when I made the video about Crawford Madrimov lost over $10 million. When I made the video saying that UFC Noche was 20 million in the hole in the red already. That's $30 million from Riyadh season in 2 fights in America, right? I made the content. I supported the facts. I cited my sources. You guys said that Turkey in Riyadh season, that is peanuts to an elephant, and they can lose 20, 20, 30, $10 million at any given time, and that's like a droplet in the pond. This is what you guys told me. You guys said that Turkey and Riyadh season have endless bankroll to the point where 10 million plus dollar losses mean nothing. Is that cap or fact? There were fans that said Turkey and Riyadh season have so much money that you can lose $10 million for no reason on Crawford Madrimov card and Eminem performances, and it would not matter. Is that cap or fact? Okay, Joaquin said that's a fact. He's supposed to have all this oil money. Let's go. Let's play the game. You guys told me that Turkey and Riyadh season millions of dollars in financial loss with no apparent ROI doesn't matter to him. So here's my question. If you can lose 10 million on Crawford plus and Madrimov card and pay Eminem, no one really asked for all that. You can lose already $20 million on the sphere, and they're slashing the ticket prices after they stated Turkey stated he was going to eat Canelo on the Mexican dates, right? That's $30 million in 2 events in America. You're just losing money, hemorrhaging cash. Why can't you pay Brian Norman an extra 250K, 300K, 500K? Tell me how this makes sense. Riyadh season said they want to work with Boots Ennis. So why, if the choice is fight a horrific Karen rematch that nobody wants to see, or overpay Brian Norman and tack on an extra 250K to 500K to make it 2.2 million, and then you have a much better product, a much better fight. Why would you not do that? But you got all this money to pay Eminem for a concert, and $10 million losses don't affect you. Something's not adding up. It's looking a little shaky, baby. And you guys are so stupid in the comment section that I'm saying this. I know you have no answer, and then you guys play dumb like I didn't say anything. So I'm going to say it again. If you can afford 10 to 20 million, 30 million plus dollar losses on 2 events in America, how come you can't pay a top ranked fighter more money? Even if you felt he wasn't worth the extra 500K. These people have stated that they got endless billions in bankroll to make the best fights and the biggest fights. Why would 500K extra on top of what you already offered, if that seals the deal, why would that be the straw that broke the camel's back? That's what I'm asking you. But then you put Shakur Stevenson in with Cordina, you have to pay him mills, a couple mil probably, to get him to fight on your thing, and no one even wants to see that fight. So this stuff is not adding up to me. Or here's another suggestion or outlook for you guys. Boots and his team, they keep saying they destroyed Brian Norman in sparring or hurt him with a body shot, dropped him, blah, 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 right? If you're really about the fans and you know beating Brian Norman would probably be coming off his last performance, it would probably be your strongest win, right? It would definitely be good for your career because you would have a second belt and you will have officially unified with a champion instead of both of y'all being emailed the belts kind of in the first place, right? So why doesn't Boots take it out of his paycheck to compensate the difference because you're far apart, right? Or you're not super far apart, you're not miles apart. Take it out of your purse and add it to his purse. Remember what Errol Spence did? Oh yeah. So EJ was so keen to fight Terrence Crawford that he gave up unnet. And when I'm talking about EJ, we talking about big fish. Hey, stop that cat, man down. Yeah, definitely. We talking about somebody who was established. Boots is like an urban legend. Brian Norman's on his way up. They're not established like Errol Spence was when he fought Crawford. They Boots has one belt, email belt. Brian Norman pretty much the same thing. Errol beat champions to collect his 3 belts. Errol still gave up stuff that he didn't need to really give up, which you could say is a mistake, because he was so hell bent on fighting Terrence Crawford. And then to top it off, it didn't even work out for Errol Spence because Crawford cooked him. But it just shows you that EJ is a real one and he's a man of his word and he tried everything. His team told him, just fight Keith Thurman, bro. Terrence Crawford is doing too much. He wants too much. Don't give up the bank for Terrence Crawford because statistically and numerically he don't bring that to the table what he's asking for. Errol still, he told you Crawford admits this. He gave him a coin flip. He gave him extra money in millions out of his own paycheck just to get the fight over the finish line. So that shows me that Eddie Hearn and Jaron Ennis, they're not thinking outside the box in that way. And that's what makes me believe that this is kind of a ploy because there's ways to think outside of the box if you really want to green light something, right? Take the money out of whatever let's say Boots was going to get 5 million. Okay. Now you get 4.5 million and then the difference that you're looking for because you have to understand money doesn't grow on trees. The money has to come from somewhere. So if they guaranteed Boots $5 million, take the 500K from yours, you'll still net 4.5 and then you'll have an opportunity for a unification. You guys keep telling me that the Normans are stupid, they're ducking, and you're making it sound like they're the only ones with something to gain from this fight. That is not true. Boots has one belt, Norman has one belt. Boots has a mid resume, Norman has a kind of a mid resume, right? They're both young, they're both strong. And then people are so stupid. You want Brian Norman to assume all the risk. He got to fight in Philly. Why can't he fight somewhere else? Like, so I'm not mad. Y'all want me to be mad at the Normans for how they negotiated and name call and blame them and stuff. Why he got to fight in Philly? So he brings one belt. Jaron is not like a crazy De La Hoya level superstar. Why they got to fight in Philly? Terrence Crawford brought one belt versus Errol Spence's three. Texas would have been a very good area to make Crawford Spence. Crawford told you he was not fighting in Texas. He said on Sean Porter's podcast. He said he's not fighting Errol in Texas. Legit. So the guy with one belt put his foot down and says the Errol Spence fight cannot happen in Texas. So why does Brian Norman gotta take money he's not okay with, fight in Philly, which clearly is the hometown advantage for Boots Ennis? He probably gonna have the DAZN commentators against him if the rounds are close, and then have them embellishing and doing too much. So he's not gonna get a fair shake. And then you guys are curious or like, how did this not go through? It's very obvious, bro. It's the same. This situation is analogous to Shakur Stevenson when he was with Top Rank versus Frank Martin. And just like that particular fight, which I've connected to this and said it's pretty comparable, a lot of fans did the same thing because you're stupid. You're a stupid fan with stupid ideas, and it don't make sense. You guys said Frank Martin made a grave mistake in not fighting Shakur on an enemy rival network for the money he wasn't comfortable with. This is what you guys told me because you're some bums. You said Frank Martin is an idiot. Frank Martin is ducking Shakur. Frank is scared of Shakur. Frank should have took whatever Top Rank offered, even though he wasn't content with the money. This is what you guys said. Ironically, Frank Martin's very next fight was against a bigger name in Gervonta Davis. So please tell Boxing Ego, the best in the business, and it's not even close, how dumb I am when I defended Frank Martin and you guys said that Frank Martin was stupid. So how stupid is he? Because I just seen his Instagram. He pulled up in a Rolls Royce. I've been watching his Instagram since the Tank fight, and he buying new diamonds and drip by fighting Tank Davis, even though he got knocked out. Even though he got knocked out. So you guys said, because you guys are prisoners of the moment, that he'll never get this money that, oh, it's 10 times more that Top Rank is offering you for Shakur. And Shakur was on podcast saying the same. He was like, oh, Frank Martin will never get this paycheck. Surprise, surprise. Psych. His very next paycheck was better than whatever that offer was. He took it. It didn't work out for him because Tank's a legend, but he still got paid out of it. So same thing with Brian Norman. He's 23 years old. He just got the belt. They're going to put him on a Keyshawn Davis card. And then I believe they're going to try to make the Teofimo fight versus Brian Norman since Teo's moving up, which was already rumored. Sounds like a plan. So while you guys are doing the same thing you did to Frank Martin to Brian Norman, you're not understanding the business. And I'm telling you and breaking it down with facts, with examples of how this makes sense. You guys are emotional, and a lot of you guys are beta males. So emotions overtake you. You wanted to see the fight, and you need someone to blame. But it doesn't always work like that. And there's so many other questions, like if Riyadh Season and Eddie Hearn got billions of dollars and all this stuff, why can't you just overspend a little bit to get the better fight? Because you don't want to. And that's the reality. So I'm happy that Brian Norman and Norman Sr. stood their ground and didn't take what they felt was a raw deal. So funny to me that in boxing, you have people who parade around like they're made of money, and then they they cause inflation in the game, and then they're mad when people want to high charge them. but you're parading around like you're made of money. Why do you expect people wouldn't expect to get paid? You're doing these Crawford Madrimov, Eminem, and elaborate scaffolding and all this stuff. So why wouldn't anybody, especially if they're not even on your network, why would they not want to like, hey, yeah, we'll do it, but you're gonna cash out, pay like you weigh. I seen for the Paris Olympics, Simone Biles was at a club and they tried to charge her $20,000 for some champagne because they know it's Simone Biles and she can really swing it, but she obviously didn't pay for it because that's highway robbery. But for me, I feel like if getting Jaron Ennis a better fight that fans would be happy with is at the cost of an extra 250K, 500K, especially from the people who say they have all the money in boxing and $1 billion and 10 million, $20 million losses don't count, then I think you kind of should do that. You had to overpay Boots to even probably lure him from where he was already at. So you want to fight a top ranked fighter, pay like you weigh. It's that simple. It's that simple. So y'all scared to tell the truth. Either that or you don't know enough about boxing to even know. You would rather a poorer fight for Jaron Ennis, which is the Karen fight, because you don't have to pay him that much, and you're already overpaying Boots Ennis, as opposed to a dangerous fight for both Norman and Boots. Plus, it's at the expense of the possibility of losing or even looking vulnerable. Because let's be real, it's a fight. So Boots is not invincible. He gets hit, so it's not like he can't get hurt. Brian Norman possesses power. I don't care what happened in sparring. I could think of several fights where the person did X, Y, and Z in sparring, but then when they actually fought in the ring, it was a different circumstance. So you got to understand business. Why would Eddie Hearn, from his perspective, truly want to make the Brian Norman fight like he's saying, plus have to overpay Brian Norman or come out of pocket more? And then there's a chance that that's a dangerous fight for both. There's a chance that Brian Norman could have moments of success or things that could hurt Boots's branding. So what Eddie Hearn does is concoct a plan to just do the blame game and not meet the opponent's demands when they should be able to if they have the money that they say they do. And then it just becomes a blame game. Um, Riella says ego is reaching. Okay, tell me what I reached about. You got 1 minute on the clock. P. Riella, what did I reach about? See, I love when someone actually grows a pair to try to go against. What did I reach about? Watch how this works. We got a hot seat. Hey, shooters, put him on a 1 minute clock. We'll see. It's doghouse rules. P. Riella, tell me what I read. Eddie not trying to make the fight. How is that a reach? I just asked you a question. So if Riyadh season has this much money, why would you let 350 to 500K more break the deal and allow it to implode instead of making the better fight for your fighter? You're up. So answer my question now. We got a hot seat. This is gonna be some easy work. So no one wants to see they went up even after senior. Okay, I'm not talking about that. You got one more opportunity to respond to what I'm asking you. If you have all this money, you can laugh all you want. If you have all this money and for another 350 to 500K, if you come out of pocket, you get the deal done. It's a far better fight than a Karen rematch. It doesn't require Boots to leave the division. He said he wants to unify to try to pursue 54. So why wouldn't you just give Brian Norman? Because worst case scenario, if Boots beats out of Brian Norman, he's a two belt champion. That helps him. So why wouldn't you give him the extra 350, 500K? Since I'm reaching, we'll see who's reaching. If you do not answer my question, you'll be blocked because they already went up 3 times. It's a negotiation. So, so let me get this straight. In a negotiation, that's not the whole purpose of a negotiation. That's what a negotiation is. We go back and forth until we have. So PBC and Terrence Crawford had a whole negotiation. Everybody's time was wasted. Crawford said, "I'm going to BBL Prime, and I'm not even fighting. I'm fighting David Avocado." PBC still went back and had another long negotiation with Bud, trying to make Spence versus Crawford. So when there become a limit on how many times you can go back and forth until you arrive at the number? Because here's the thing, you say, oh, it was 3 times. Okay, if you made the offer that they liked, then it wouldn't have been 3 times. If they were 500K apart, and then your second offer was 2.5 million, then there's no need to go back 3 times because it sounds like they would have arrived at the number that they said they want. So yeah, you can keep going back, but you can string the process along. If it's honest, not you make offer number one, and I saw too low, then you give offer say way off up. Hey, block him. You're not even writing coherent. Just get him out of here. You a waste of time. Block P really. See, this is what happens. This is what happened. Y'all say I was gonna lose. Y'all say, oh, ego's reaching, and then you can't prove that. Serious question. Doesn't top rank and matchroom. Well, hold on. What's that say? Serious question. Doesn't top rank and matchroom have a partnership with Riyadh season? Would that 20% cross promotional fee? No need for a block ego. Block him too. You don't tell me what to do on my channel. These dudes is bums. I wish I would listen to you. Block R. Ellis. He said no need for a block. Who the is you? I'll block everybody in this month. What you gonna do? He said, shout out to 76 Mark, shooter, shoot. Bro, he said no need for a block. Who are you, my daddy? Silly kids. No need for a block ego. Bro, I run my channel how I want. You don't have to watch it. I don't care. The 20% is a fee. Top rank got to get paid. What are you talking about? You're saying does top rank would get paid no matter what? What is the Riyadh season partnership? So hold on. Hey, and these be the dudes that tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. Listen to what he said. He said, serious question. Does Top Rank and Matchroom have a partnership with Riyadh season? Would that 20% promotional fee still apply? What are you talking about? Why? Who cares what partnership you're talking about? Top Rank invested energy, money, gave the opportunity, gave the title shot to Brian Norman. He's under contract with Brian Norman. They're under contract exclusively with ESPN to produce fights. Top Rank will get paid no matter what you're talking about. Why would Top Rank not get paid under any circumstance when it's their fighter? You guys ask questions that you easily could answer yourself. If you it's like raising a child. If you raised a child and then they become a celebrity, then most Most celebrities would take care of their parents who pay for them to be in gymnastics and now they're Olympians. So why, bro? I'm asking you. This is you asked a serious question. I'm asking you a serious question. Why, if Top Rank signed Brian Norman and they're in charge of his career, why would under any circumstance would they not get some type of cut per their contract with a Brian Norman fight? So you think Brian Norman can just go to DAZN, let DAZN get the viewership, fight a risky fight because Jaron is a good fighter, and Top Rank just got to sit and watch it from the DAZN platform? They would get paid no matter what. How is this even hard to understand? Please let me know that. You're under contract. If everybody wasn't under contract, that would be its own thing. You're under contract with the promotional company. That's not what I'm asking. Bro, what are you even asking? You're saying that Top Rank has a deal with Riyadh season. Okay, what does that have to do with it? What why would that change that if Brian Norman fought on another network, on another platform, that Top Rank is getting paid? What is Top Rank having some alleged Riyadh season deal or whatever you're saying? What does that have to do with that? So they're not going to charge Brian Norman nothing because they've done fights with Turkey too? Come on, bro. Oh my gosh. The level of like we're just getting bum comment after would Brian Norman make the same money if he fights an opponent other than Boots? Dog, what don't you guys understand? I would think the partnership would make it smoother for cross promotion fights. I'm just asking because I don't know. Okay, you're not listening. I'm asking you, why would a partnership make it easier if DAZN wants to put Boots versus Brian Norman unification on their platform? Why would it be easier? Why would Top Rank somehow, because they've done fights with Turkey, they're going to say, "Oh, Brian Norman, go fight on this network that does nothing for our ratings, and we won't take any of your money." What are you talking about? These are the boxing fans that be saying, "Oh, boxing ego, you're wrong." Just think from a logical perspective. Top Rank, in essence, put Brian Norman in position to get a belt. Everybody says the WBO is the top ranked belt. They allowed him to fight another one of their fighters with the WBO, which is Giovanni Santillan. Brian Norman cashed in, beat the out of Santillan on ESPN, had like one of the knockouts of the year, and he's under contract with Top Rank. What don't you understand about that? So, under any circumstance, why would Top Rank allow their new champion to fight on another platform and not tax him? What benefit? Like, there's an old military acronym. It's called WIFM. What's in it for me? So, what would be in it for Top Rank to build a champion, promote a champion, have a champion under contract, and then allow Eddie Hearn, who Bob Arum doesn't really seem like he truly likes. He always talks about Eddie Hearn don't know a jack about American boxing, and let DAZN reap the benefits, and then possibly, if you're the promoter, look at the fight as risky. Like, oh, okay, what if Boots stops Brian Norman? Now we have a beltless champion that we got to rebuild, and we didn't get paid anything for it. Oh my gosh, bro. That's why I said you guys are talking to be talking. You're asking a question as if it's a good question when you could really sound it out and see, hey, that doesn't really make sense. No matter what, you're talking about, oh, but Top Rank worked with Turkey too. So what? They're not going to get a cut of their champions' proceeds? Oh my god. Why are you talking like that, bro? Because some people need to hear it, and you're one of them. You're asking a brain dead question. I thought I was the homie. Well, you a brain dead homie. You're a zombie. You're trying to make some it's like 2 plus 2 equals 4, and you're acting like this is calculus or trigonometry. Top Rank has a fighter under contract for their efforts in building that why okay, for example, it's like Ryan Garcia. Ryan wants to do his own thing, blah, blah, blah. Why didn't Ryan Garcia just go to PBC and then leave and cut Golden Boy out? Because Golden Boy has him under contract. So he couldn't do that. So by default, he has to include, like, no matter if it was a PBC show or not, Golden Boy got money from Ryan fighting Tank. It's very simple. You guys can try to like do mental gymnastics and make it make some kind of sense. Ryan, no matter if PBC's running the whole show as lead promoter, since Golden Boy has him under contract, they're getting paid for it. Don't matter if Golden Boy likes PBC or if Riyadh season also works with Top Rank. You built the guy, you put him in position to get the belt, you will get a cut if you have him under contract. That's simple. You talking about make it smoother. Business don't work about make it smoother. It yeah, it would be smoother if Ryan just left Golden Boy and just worked with PBC for the Tank fight. But it's not about making it smoother. They had to include Oscar because he has him under contract. So this shows me that there's a serious lack in depth of people who understand the business of boxing. And you can tell it genuinely by what you're asking or even what you're saying. PBC will probably love to not have to work with Oscar De La Hoya. But if De La Hoya got Jaime Munguia under contract, he has to kind of be included or he'll still get paid. You can't just cut someone out when they have a contract. So anyway, Jaron Boots Ennis, why didn't he take some money out of his pocket to make the better fight if they couldn't find it from somewhere else? Because the money obviously has to come from somewhere. Because you guys keep telling the sacrifice that Brian Norman just got to make all the sacrifice. He got to fight in Philly. He got to fight a risky fight. He got to take money that he's not content with, et cetera, et cetera. But it's really two one belt champions. No one has a stellar resume, and you do what you got to do to make the fight. Errol Spence did it. He gave Crawford stuff that he probably concessions that Crawford on paper doesn't deserve, but that shows you how eager Errol Spence was to get the fight cracking. That's what you do. But instead, what Eddie Hearn does is he'll start doing a bunch of interviews, slandering and doing a smear campaign, blabbermouthing the numbers to try to make Norman look bad and look like he ducked and get the public opinion. See, when you're real and you're doing things for the right reasons, you don't care how people feel. Like Boxing Ego. When I make a video, it's not to hurt people's feelings. It's not to, I just speak the truth and then I leave. It's that simple. Eddie Hearn, why, like for example, why would Eddie Hearn tell the world the numbers they discussed that didn't work and we're not getting the fight? What benefit do you get from that? Because if you remember Brian Norman, he was doing videos and he was like, man, they had a number. We didn't like the number, blah, blah, blah. He wasn't saying the number. But after Eddie Hearn started putting out the numbers in the public, then they might have started talking about the numbers after. So I'm asking you guys, a fight's either going to happen next or it's not. If the fight was FUBAR and wasn't going to happen next, why are you doing, especially during the process, why are you doing interviews? You don't think that further complicates the matter when you're talking mid-negotiation about the complexities and the numbers people want for a fight. You guys are dumb. Some of you guys are dumb. You're trying to do good business with someone. Why on earth would you start talking about the negotiations on YouTube videos in interviews? Norman started the talk. Eddie Hearn was doing interviews. What are you talking about? Eddie Hearn is doing all these British interviews at the Pacheco fight, talking about, oh, this mate. Brian Norman's dad literally was on Twitter and made a video in response to a video that was posted about Eddie Hearn. Hey, block Jaheim. He a bum. Get him out of here. I don't care to see no more of his comments. Next, who next? Bro, you saying you see this when egos start cooking, notice they just start lying. Go on X, you'll see posted YouTube interviews from Eddie Hearn where he started talking about Brian Norman and they're being difficult. And we said Eddie Hearn literally said on Twitter, we send him 3 offers. Then Brian Norman's dad got on social media and started responding to the 3 offers. He said, nah, hold on. I'm not going to let y'all do it like that. Blah, blah, blah. We can get this fight done. That's what happened. But you're a liar. You can't beat me. You can't outthink me. You can't outwork me. So that's what liars do. Twin Lumar, another bum. Here we go again. You guys keep talking about 1.5, $1.7 million, right? The point I'm making is very simple if you listen. 1.5, 1.7, the number you guys keep throwing out. If you added 250K to it, if you added 300K to it, 400K to it, and made it a flat 2 million, 2.1, 2.2 million, right? Block Twin Lumar. Bum. Bum. We're talking about the difference. You guys talking about the bulk number. I'm talking about the difference. No fight, 1.7 or 1.5 or whatever. Add 250 to 500K to it, fight. So while you guys keep talking about the actual the blanket number, I'm talking about the difference in closing the gap in a negotiation to make a better fight. Again, coming from people who stated that they have money to lose. Mikey Garcia fought Jesse Vargas on DAZN, a fight nobody wanted or asked for, and he got like $7-8 million for it. Danny Jacobs, when he fought Canelo, he got like 11, 10, $12 million for it. Right? Normans weren't asking for that. They weren't asking for 10 plus million. So again, we're talking about the difference. So if you're right there, like okay, let's say it's an auction. Matchroom funds ain't unlimited. We don't know what their budget is, but they talk like the funds is unlimited. Is looking shaky. And here's the other. I've already provided a solution. Y'all can't beat me. When will you just get that through your head? You can't beat me. You're not going to outsmart me. You're not smarter than me. The money has to come from somewhere. So let's say 1.7 is the stopping point. Take the money from Boots's purse that gets it over the hump, 300K. Take that from Boots, or Boots offer, not take it, but ask Boots if he'll offer that for the unification. Fight done. And then if the Norman said, nah, we still don't want it, then that's when you could start saying this, that, and the third. It's that simple. The point is, if you got that close to the finish line, allegedly, why would you let that amount, especially when you have Riyadh season and Turkey and all this other, like you have money to pay Shakur Stevenson? Like, and here's the other thing. This stuff is not making sense. If you're Eddie Hearn, hold on, listen. Tell me I'm not the best in the business. This don't make sense. If you were Eddie Hearn, you already had signed Boots. You didn't sign Shakur Stevenson because he just became a free agent, right? Would you invest more money into making everything work with Boots or Shakur Stevenson? Just from a business perspective. Shout out to my man, Sir Jameson. Hold on. I'm going to beat y'all into submission. Answer the question. If you're a promoter and you already had Boots signed, Shakur wasn't signed because he wasn't available until after the Artem Haratunian fight, would you dump more money to make sure Boots' career moves smoothly and he gets the looks that he wants that would build him, or Shakur Stevenson, who's a good fighter, but his last two fights, people were walking out and bored with the fight, and the fans were saying it was anticlimactic. Who would you invest the money in? Y'all some bums. You can't outsmart me. Deal with it. Everybody is saying Boots. So why even, like, if you're talking about a budget. So if you have a budget, why would you even, to lure Shakur in, why would you lure him in with millions of dollars that you would have to probably pay him because he is a name, he is an Olympian, he probably has a couple other options. You're starting new business with someone that fans are saying is boring when you already had Boots, who is a fun fighter to watch. He's talented. People ain't screaming that his fights are boring. He did great numbers in PA or whatever, in Philly. You would invest in that. So that shows me that the business ain't making sense. If I have Boots, like, let's say I'm Ego Hearn out this month. I'm Ego Hearn out this month. And I already had I got Boots earlier this year or whatever. Instead of paying Shakur 3, 4, 5 million or whatever and doing the 2-fight deal with him, if the budget permitted where I couldn't do both, then I would sign at best maybe Shakur to a 1-fight deal for lesser money. The extra money that I need from the budget would go towards Boots because that's the potential future cash cow. So that's what I'm saying. You're either way, you're trying to spread yourself too thin. You're trying to collect all these other fighters, but in America, Boots is the guy that everybody feels had the most potential to become American star that Eddie Hearn probably has ever worked with. So why would you allow a unification to slip through the cracks over a difference of 250 to 500K, do or don't? And again, if you don't have rights on Brian Norman and he's a top ranked fighter and you got to pay 20% to top rank, you have to understand you're going to have to pay more per the situation because you don't have Norman. He's not part of your roster. So you guys, no matter how you slice it, I'm always going to be right because you guys are talking, oh, they don't have enough budget. Okay, if you didn't have enough budget, don't start a 2-fight partnership with Shakur where you got to pay him millions and do a 1-fight deal so you don't have to pay him to promise him 2 million on the second fight or whatever. And that 2 million, you have more money to play with to get Boots some opponents that would actually make a damn difference. So any way you slice it, it still don't make sense. You got money for Eminem concerts and Joshua at Wembley, but then you don't, all of a sudden you don't got money to cash out the top rank fighter, which clearly would be a better. You had a window in which you could have made the Norman fight. That window has already elapsed. It don't make sense. It don't make sense to get that close and then, like, imagine you were going to go drive a considerable distance to get some pizza that you seen on TikTok, right? You just wanted the pizza. And you've been driving for hours and it's farther than you expected and more traffic. If you get 15 minutes out from the pizza place, but you haven't actually secured the bag and got the pizza, are you going to just U-turn and then turn around like this is taking too long when you're 15 minutes out? See, I'm the king of analogies. This is why y'all can't beat me. If you went on a road trip to go to a restaurant or get pizza or whatever that you truly wanted, and you have been on the road for 2 hours and 30 minutes, you've already invested so much energy and you're 15, the GPS says you're 15 minutes out from this restaurant. Is that where you just flip out and lose it and say, oh, no, this is taking too long? You've already endured the 2 hours and 30 minutes of driving. So you might as well just finish it out. Period. Same thing with the fight with Brian Norman. If you were seriously trying to make that fight and the difference is marginal to get the fight over the line, then I don't see why you would just say, "No, they want too much. We're done." Doesn't make sense. 10 plus million for MMA fighters, but can't squeeze a couple mil for a boxing match. That's what I'm saying. And here's the other thing. The other issue is this: DAZN and Eddie Hearn are largely responsible for the inflation in fighter purses when they first came out that you're seeing, and then now we knew that wasn't sustainable. Pay-per-view is dead, and giving Tevin Farmer $3 million. This stuff didn't make sense. Giving Mikey Garcia $7 million, that was stupid. So you caused this inflation, and now you're mad at the child you created. PBC has always represented an actual business model, like where it's like we're trying to sustain this, not like throw a bunch of money. Like, oh, let's give Daniel Roman on DAZN 1.5 million. Let's give Canelo versus Yildirim $45 million, $30 million. It didn't even make sense. Let's give Triple G 19 million, 15 mil, whatever they were paying Triple G to fight Camille Says Meta, right? Let's give Triple G all this money to fight Steve Rose. They inflated the market because instead of Triple G, you like how much millions did you waste on Triple G fights and none of them did good and he just pretty much retired. So what did the zone really gain from that? Triple G's run on HBO was far better. They probably made some money there. The end thing that he had with DAZN was stupid. Fighting Steve Rose and Ryota Murata. They weren't making no money. You was paying out too much. That's why I said the DAZN curse. And then now you got this American star or potential star, and then you're letting 100,000 plus get in between the fight happening and not. Now it's just a blame game. Oh, Brian Norman's scared. Oh, Stanionis and Barrios are scared. And then the fans are supposed to argue in the comment section. I don't care. If Boots fight Karen, God bless him. Get overpaid to fight Karen. It's a terrible fight, and it does nothing for the fighter. The only thing that is beneficial is just like Canelo, DAZN was overpaying him, lining his pockets with fights that weren't going to make his. Do you notice that Canelo has had like a renaissance with PBC? When Canelo left DAZN and he fought Caleb Plant, that was his biggest fight in a while. It did close to 1 million buys. It was a great buildup. Even the Munguias and the Berlangas and the Charlos, they were making $20 million gates and doing pretty good, even if the fans didn't want them. That's far better than Billy Joe Saunders, Gate, and Yildirim and stuff like that. And y'all playing stupid because you don't know boxing. So Demetrius Andrade / Boots, it's the same story. I might as well say Demetrius Ennis, Jaron Boo Boo Ennis, Jaron Boo Boo Andrade. It's the same movie. I promise you. Jaron Boo Boo Andrade. Same story. Put Boots in Philly. because he's an American star. We don't have the capacity to match him in big fights and really brand him. But we got him to come over. We lured him in. But we don't know what to do with him, basically. Put Demetrius Andrade in Rhode Island, where he's from, versus Lucas Peeler. It's the same movie. Like Jamie Foxx said, Terrence Howard, is this the guy that plays the same character in every movie? Hey, what's up with his hustle and flow, man? I'm just saying, man. What's up with him ticket? Hey, what's up, Iron Man, man? Bro, is this the same guy that played the same character in every movie? It's the same story. Somebody prove me wrong. Change my mind. I'll wait. Tell me how Demetrius Andrade on the zone and Boo Boo is not the same as Boots. Please tell me. Black nigga, a nigga fighter in lackluster matches that won't build him, but he's getting overpaid and he's getting hometown exposure, which he doesn't need because he's already a factor where he's from. What's up, young blood? I was just playing with you, man. Bro, it's the same movie. British blue-eyed white guy, Eddie Hearn. He signed a nigga in Demetrius Andrade and Boots. And his idea of building him is let's clout chase PBC guys, not secure those fights for the fighter, put him in with domestic level people that no one wants to see him fight, and we have to overpay him to do that. Oh, I see ego on the race thing. I got it now. Yeah, and we also on the block thing. Bro, what I'm saying is the truth. Deal with it. Don't care. Do something about it. Change the station. Why do people get so offended when you bring up the concept of race? There's different races in this world. That's not racist to state the obvious. So, okay, let me get this straight. I said Eddie Hearn is a Caucasian, blue-eyed British promoter. Is that wrong? He's not? He's not Caucasian or what? I know some of you guys are mad that I said it. Oh man, this guy. But is that not true? Like, is he something else? He's Jamaican or what? Maybe I got it wrong. Is Eddie Hearn Jamaican? The blood clot. Listen, is Eddie Hearn Jamaican? When you state the obvious, people get so frazzled and is Eddie Hearn Jamaican? Please let me know. What's up, your audience? I'm waiting. Somebody let me know. Did I miss? He said, no, man. I'm a doctor, a lawyer, dentist, journeyman. Yeah. Is Eddie Hearn out this month speaking patois? Like, what y'all talking about? So everything I just said was true. So let's move on. You had Demetrius Andrade. You couldn't get him any fights. You put him in with domestic level dudes in America, like Artur Akov, that Billy Joe Saunders already beat, right? Like Lucas potato peelers and all this stuff. Same thing they're doing with Shakur Stevenson. You got to overpay this nigga to fight Joe Blow or whatever, Joe Cordova, and you stick him into Saudi Arabia where it's not going to enhance his American profile, and you got to overpay him. It's the same movie. Shakur black, Jaron Ennis black, Demetrius Andrade black. And they're fighting domestic level matchroom. Oh yeah, mate, you're slagging on bang, mate. This is the level of competition that they're getting. All the while, let's clout chase other prominent names and then say we sent out deals to everybody, but then I can't get those deals done. So Let's blame everybody. Blame PBC, blame Top Rank, blame Norman, blame Charlo. And instead, you got an American guy whose career is stagnated, and he's now fighting Oasis. Today is gonna be the day that I'm only fond of the you. Right now, there's nothing left to do, and there's nothing about you now. Bro, that's the gameplay. That is the play. And I heard Oasis is gonna be at the Joshua fight singing. At least one of them. Noel, Joel Gallagher, one of them. Today is gonna be the day that I'm only fond of the you. It's the same play. Shakur, after he fights Cordova, he finna fight. Woohoo! When I feel heavy metal, woohoo! I got my head checked. Doom, 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 by a jumbo jet. It was an easy, but nothing is. Wow. Woohoo! When I feel heavy metal. That's Shakur Stevenson's next opponent. I promise you. Just like nobody asked for Shakur versus Cordova, whatever, do Corona. Nobody asked for that. Hey, name one person in this month in chat that say, "Oh, I can't wait to see me some Shakur versus coronavirus in Saudi Arabia." And then y'all say I'm wrong. Oh, this guy, man. The nerve of him. Yeah, the nerve of me. You can't prove me wrong, though, so we good. And they still watch me, so we good. Bro, ain't nobody asked for Shakur versus Cordova. Yeah, we got to watch Shakur versus COVID-19 out this bit. In Saudi, I got to wake up and watch Shakur. Like, I'm trying to eat lunch. Motherfucker eating brunch and watching Shakur. Bro, Shakur got the worst fight slots in modern boxing history. Let's just keep it real. Bro, listen, please print that. And please print that. Shakur Stevenson has the worst time slots in modern boxing history. They got this man fighting on Thursdays. It's a school night, bro. Little kids, you got to help your kids with homework. And they you helping them with the times tables. And then all of a sudden, after that, you got to turn on the month ESPN at the time, and then Shakur fighting Edwin. Bro, they got this man fighting on a Thursday night. Nick and Knight looking at it. Bro, Dick Van Dyke probably come on right after that. Shakur got the worst time slots in boxing history. Nick and Knight, Shakur. You got Shakur fighting on a Thursday, and then the Munsters, the Adams family, come on after that. Do-do-do-do. 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 Boo-do-do-do. They're creepy and they're kooky. They're all together spooky. Shakur is fighting Dookie. The Adams family. Do-do-do-do. 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 Bro, oh my God. Shakur got Shakur. I'm so glad I did this live. I'm about to kill y'all. Shakur got the worst time slots of any fighter, bro. Of any fighter. They got this month on TGIF, right by Full House. Everywhere you look, everywhere it's a place. Somebody, bro, he got the worst lineup. Bro, you watch Shakur fight on TGIF, and goddamn Urkel and Family Matters gonna come on next. Dead homies. Listen, Dead homies, Family Matters. It's a rare condition this day and age. You see in the school fight on the newspaper page. Loving condition. Grand design. Some people say it's even bro. TGIF Shakur Stevenson got the worst. Bro, oh my gosh. They just be putting Shakur anywhere. It be a Nickelodeon Kid Choice Awards. The Shakur fight come next. He got Grand Prix. Bro, he got Grand Prix. Ain't nobody watching no Talladega Nights than watching Shakur fight. Hey, yo, they be having ESPN laser tag competitions, Shakur fight next. Bro, this man got the worst placements I've ever seen in got boxing history. Cause dead homies. Dead, I put that on dead homies, bro. He fighting on Thursday night. He fighting at 2 p.m. in Saudi on on Saturday. People cashing their checks from the night before. Hey, it's ugly, bro. They just be putting Shakur anywhere. Bro, any given Sunday at Shakur. Hey, it's a rare condition this day and age. You're reading the good news on a newspaper page. Leather condition of the grand design. Some people say it's even harder to find. Well, there must be some magic inside these gentle walls. Cause all I see is a tower of dreams. Real love bursting out of every scene. Do-do-do. As days go by. It. Oh, this is the remix. Hold on. Go by. Bro, this Shakur. When you hear this, Shakur for the fight next. Oh, this is the extended version. Hey. Let days go by. It's the bigger love of the family. Doo-ba-doo-ba-ba-dow, bro. Shakur coming on right after that. He coming on right after Safe by the Bell. If the teacher pops a test, no man a mess, and my dog ate all my homework last night. Riding low on my chin, she won't know that I'm there. It's Shakur's fight, cause I'm safe by the bro. Shakur got the work. He coming on right before Saved by the Bell. Dead homies. Listen, dead homies. I put that on dead homies. He coming on right. Riding low in my chair. She won't know that I'm there. It's all right. Cause I'm safe by the bro. It's Shakur's fight. Cause I'm safe by the bro. Get this sitcom as placement out of boxing. I'm done with y'all. Jameson Childress. When you're lost, my boy Jameson. He said, when you're lost out there and you're all alone, Shakur will be there to bore you right home. Hey, dog, this man put the official remix. Hold on, we got to read that again. Shout out to my boy Jameson. He says, when you're lost out there and you're all alone, Shakur will be there to bore you right home. As days go by. Shakur fighting guys. Shakur, listen, Shakur got the worst fight placement. He fighting at 2 p.m. on a Saturday. He fighting right after church, after the good Lord give you the word on a Sunday. Bro, they just be putting him anywhere. Instead of where's Waldo, it's where's Shakur. And they just put him anywhere. And you think this is gonna work. It's like, oh man, I think Shakur signing Eddie Hearn was a good idea. And Shakur signing Boots was amazing. Bro, where y'all see that at? And then got the nerve to say I'm wrong. What started Eddie Hearn making America? I'll wait. What started? That's what I'm saying. And then same thing with Boots. Bro, Boots versus remember on 8 Mile when Eminem was like, ain't you listen to the last round, meathead? Pay attention. You're saying the same that he said. Eddie Hearn just be recycling PBC's moves. How you don't see this? Boots fight Karen on a PBC card on Showtime on Tank Davis's undercard. Boots' next fight probably gonna be Karen. We already seen this, bro. How you gonna win? It's like Cassidy said. How you gonna battle me with a style that I made up? Bro, what I gotta say, like Cassidy, how you gonna battle me with a style that I made up? Man, I'm gritty. You could get the paws or the claws. The knife, bro. The knife in the pipe. Listen, man, I'm kind of gritty. You can get the paws or the knife that'll put you to sleep like a Shakur fight, dog. Bro, what I gotta say, like Cassidy, I said, I'm real gritty. You could get the paws or the knife. I got the remedy to put you to sleep like Shakur fights. They just sticking him anywhere, and you think this is gonna work. Boots fighting Karen, we've already seen that. And it was on Tank's undercard. Like, bro, peep this. Eddie Hearn main event with Boots was a PBC undercard. Imagine that. Imagine that PBC has so much work that they put Boots as a co-feature, Demetrius Andrade on the card to Gervonta Davis, but that's Eddie Hearn's main event. Like, bro, PBC undercards be other fighter promotions main events. Dead homies. Dead homies. Boots versus Karen One was an undercard fight. But for Eddie Hearn, that's a main event fight. So you just paying for nothing. You just overpaying for a fight that nobody wants. Hey, dead homie, y'all better hope. Listen, dead homie, y'all better hope Boots don't fight Karen. Dead homies. That's a terrible fight. Y'all better hope I'm wrong. Y'all better hope I'm wrong. Yeah, listen, y'all better say your Harold Marys and Jesus's and get your crucifixes and pray that Boxing Ego wrong. I am going to demolish if this man fight Karen part deux, I'm going to demolish you. You better hope that I get something wrong and Boots do something better than Karen. If this man fight Karen, I'm on your I'm on your ass, Mr. Postman. Bro, I'm going to destroy humanity. Thanos style. You couldn't live with your failures. Bro, I'm about to snap and destroy. If this man fight, y'all better hope don't do that. Y'all better hope he don't fight Karen. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all better, oh my gosh, y'all better hope it don't happen. Better hope I get this wrong. Please, y'all better pray against me. Y'all better pray that Boxing Ego get something wrong so you don't get what's coming. It's a horrible fight, bro. I know there's not a lot of people that have their nuts attached in this boxing game. So they're gonna like they worried about an interview. I don't care about none of that. I care about the truth. I'll interview, I'll work with anybody. I'm a professional. This I'm not disrespecting people's livelihood or their families and stuff. I'm telling you my opinion about boxing. You can hate it or love it, the underdogs on top. It's nothing personal. It's always business. I'm Nino Brown of this boxing game. And it's always business. It's never nothing personal. I'm telling you what I feel. The fight is trash. If Boots, I don't care about no mandatory because here's the thing with boxing people. Let me tell y'all this. The funny thing with boxing, when a fighter with the name has a trash mandatory, those always seem to work. Somehow, oh, we had to fight our mandatory. The mandatory is the mandatory. I tell you, every time without fail. When Triple G got a weak mandatory, like Camille Szechuan or whatever dude's name is, them mandatories always happen. When Canelo mandatories like average eardrum, the mandatory just happened. Oh man, we had to fight that mandatory, but Canelo had to do it. But then when Canelo's mandatory beat Jamal Charlo when he was active at 160, then Canelo all of a sudden he the franchise champion. He the franchise boys. The Levy Devy, the Levy Devy. You see how this boxing game crooked? You see how this worked? When Canelo got a bush mandatory, it happened. Oh, we had to fight Anthony Yildirim, mate. We had to do this one. Boy, when his mandatory month, David Benavidez, when it's somebody like that, then the mandatory, oh, we went a different way. Block Jamie Robinson. You's a bum. I said that you's a bum. Hey, you doing bum activities with bum tendencies. Bums are your friend. Bums are your enemies. Block Jamie Robinson. We don't need you. Let the welfare feed you. Hey, when they hate donate, y'all gonna pay for Jamie Robinson's sins. I'm making listen, the stream is over unless y'all pay. Somebody owe the chat $1. Y'all not finna do this to me. After all I did for boxing, huh? King Kong ain't got on me. Huh? Y'all think y'all could do this to me? Bro, if somebody don't pay their ties, the stream is over. Notice in boxing, when it's a bullshit mandatory, them always happen. When it's a dangerous mandatory, like Terrence Crawford versus Boots, or Canelo versus Benavidez, or Canelo at 160 versus Jamal Charlo, somehow it's always finagled out of, and the rematch can't be. Shout to my boy 76 Mark. Y'all lucky Mark saved y'all. Shout out to my boy Mark. Yeah, he saved y'all. I'm telling you how this game work. Y'all could believe it. Don't have to believe it. We need you to go live more, Ninja. You got to feed the night shift workers. Man, the lives be cool, but they more taxing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to make it worth it. Y'all want boxing ego. Y'all got to make it worth it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, I don't mind doing them, but y'all got to make it worth it. And there really has to be stuff going on in boxing. I had to pop out because y'all talking stupid on this Brian Norman stuff, bro. All this is a game to pander to the fans, so the fans can blame a party, Brian Norman in this case, and explain away why a fight is being made. Yeah, I'm so shocked that more people don't see the play. We have a fight that we have to give you, so we need a scapegoat, and we need to paint a narrative beforehand to explain why you're getting this horrible fight that nobody wants to see, which is Boots versus Karen. Because notice this. Do you notice when it's a great fight that people like, they never tell you about all the obstacles and hurdles that it took in negotiation? Hold on. They say I'll be dropping gems. So y'all got to let me run that back. That deserves a pullback. I'm going to say it again. Best in the business, and it's not even close. Do you notice when the fight is made behind closed doors, right? The fight is made behind closed doors and announced, and it's received well. They don't have to tell you about any obstacles that it took to get there because they got the fight over the line. The only time you hear it is when you need a narrative and a scapegoat to paint so you could justify the weaker fight. Like Tank versus Frank Martin is a good fight. That was a good fight. Yeah, we got some money. Yeah, the money keep coming in. Yeah, I'm getting paid in the Cash App. Yeah, y'all gonna pay in the Cash App. Okay. My boy Jameson sent $5 in the Cash App. Yeah, y'all gonna pay. 5 in advance, just in case another joker decides to violate. Facts. We got another $20 in the Cash App. Listen, the money forever, but money don't make the man. Man make the money. As Lee Harris says, $20 for the night shift. You dig. Shout out to As Lee Harris and Jameson. When the fight gets made, you never have to hear about the struggles in negotiations because why would you? The fight got made. It's only in the fights that don't get made where you start hearing, oh, this guy doesn't want it and ducking and numbers and stuff like that. But like I said, it is counterproductive. Somebody argue me off this ledge. Say when. When you guys are ready, I'll do a live hot seat. I promise you I'll catch another body and the loser gets blocked if they can't beat me. Tell me when you're ready. Any losers step up. Any of you bums want to step up. I'm the greatest and prove me wrong and talk me off this ledge by making more sense than me. When you guys are ready for that question, for this hot seat, say when. I'm taking on all bums. All you bums. Scared. It's nasty, bro. I'm taking all you bums, bro. We gonna get you up out of here. Say when, whenever y'all ready. Nobody should challenge this because you're right, but I'm still trying to figure out what a fair purse is. But this is my thing. I've already provided solutions. Boots, if you really okay, if you want a proper fight that people like better and the guy's not budging, here's an option. Take the money from Boots's purse, which was going to be the lion's share of the money. They said like $5 million. Cut that to 4.5. Now you have the 500K tacked on to what they were already offering. And then now with 2.1, 2.2, whatever $1 million, you got to fight. And it's a better fight. If you are trying, listen, when you don't have the fighters in house, you got to pay like you weigh. You got to compensate because there's other factors like 20% going to top rank. So the point I'm making is this: people are like, "Oh, Brian Norman wants too much money." That's the game. The game is to get a figure that makes sense for you. Because, like, for example, all right, here, I'll give you guys an example. I make money on YouTube. I make great money on YouTube. So if somebody says, "Oh, ego, we need you to come out the house and we want you to film something," you have to give me an amount of money that justifies me sitting at home producing content to get me out of the house to go do that. So you got to pay like you weigh. I'm in the driver's seat because I can sit at home and bang out several videos, which is cost effective. I edit. I'm the kid with the golden voice. I produce. I upload. I do my titles. I do the whole process. So if I'm not making more doing whatever you want me to do or whatever you want to hire me for, then why would I do that? Just ask yourself these questions. That's the name of any business game is like, why if you can are you gonna there has to be a reason where if you're getting paid great money at your job, that you would leave that job and go somewhere else. Now it's not always money. Maybe you hate your employees or you hate the type of work or whatever. But in a lot of situations, to derail you from the plan and the path that you're on, it gotta make sense. That's what I'm saying. That's it. He says, right. So if you sit at home and make 100K, you saying 1.7 and another camera in place. What does it say? In place of it, and subs ain't worth coming outside. To each his own. It's each individual person. What I am saying is, like, notice you guys are asking questions and trying to make this more complex. They were talking about doing the fight in Philly. Let's start from the bare bones minimum. That would obviously benefit Jaron Ennis, yes or no? A fight in Philly would benefit Jaron Boots Ennis, yes or no? No, I'm at listen, we gotta crawl before we walk. A fight happening, a unification in Philly, where Jaron Ennis is from, would benefit Jaron Ennis, no? Okay, so people are saying yes. So Boots has 1 belt, Jaron Ennis has 1 belt, Brian Norman has 1 belt. So you're asking him, Brian Norman, to go to enemy territory and have the whole crowd against you to fight Boots. So that's already 1 bit of leverage in a game where you're going to try to fight for the best deal for you, because we're talking about people's careers. We're talking about a sport where people could get hurt. Clearly, fighting in Philly benefits the Philadelphian fighter. So that's one thing against Brian Norman. Now, you look at DAZN. Who would DAZN commentary likely be biased for? The DAZN fighter or the out of towner, the visiting person? This is such a basic concept. If I go to a 49ers game, they're not rooting for the Seahawks. If I go to in Santa Clara to a 49ers game and they're playing the Seahawks or a Green Bay Packers, most of the crowd is booing the opposing team and don't want them to succeed. It's what it is. I don't care about nothing else. So Brian Norman give up hometown advantage, even though he brings 1 belt, Jaron got 1 belt. That's 1. 2, the commentary. The commentary, a lot of times, especially now, poor commentary, they're going to be biased for a certain person. So you're up against that too. 3, you didn't get the number that you envisioned to make that make sense. 4, Top Rank would not be the lead promoter, but because you're contractually obligated, they're taking 20% of your purse. It's not hard to understand these things. So people are like, oh yeah, whatever you said. You said, oh, you can sit at home and make 100K, or you can make 1.7. You guys are so fixated on the shortcut to the bag. It's phenomenal, right? 1.7, that's great right now. But imagine if you stick to your path, you might not get the 1.7 straight away, but who cares if in the end you make more money, or you extenuate your career, or you have different looks and different options, right? So, for example, the points that I make, no one can refute them. And if there is someone that can refute it, please stand up. Brian Norman, so the deal is dead. That's just what it is. Jaron Ennis is not fighting Brian Norman next. They go their separate ways. Eddie Hearn got to secure the fight for Boots, and Top Rank got to secure a fight for their fighter, their champion, Brian Norman. The plan is to put Brian Norman on Keyshawn's undercard. So he'll get whatever he's getting. I don't know his purse, but he's a champion now. And you guys are saying he made 200K before he was a champion. So I would imagine that number would go up now that he's the full champion. Is that fair? Is that fair? We'll start there. Is it fair to believe that if you guys are saying Norman made 200K in his last fight when he wasn't a champion? So is it fair to suggest that Norman, even though being on Keyshawn's undercard as a champion, which he is, would make more money, right? So he's gonna get more than he got as a challenger. Kind of common sense. It's kind of how the pay scale works. So I don't know what that number is, but it would definitely go up. So let's say it's a little more than double. Let's say it's 500K. So 500K, but you're fighting on your own hometown network. You're fighting a guy not named Jaron Boots Ennis. You don't have to worry about the commentary. Yeah, 1.5 million is 3 times greater, but that's just in one fight. We all know that the plan, per many reports, was Teofimo is moving up. He's moving up to the welterweight division, and they were trying to make Brian Norman versus Teofimo Lopez. Is that cap or fact? Is it cap or fact that is widely reported that that's a fight Top Rank was interested in making this year? Cap or fact? Come on, y'all say I don't know nothing. Let's go. Let's work. Y'all ain't trying to work for real. Am I lying? Is that cap or fact? Please answer. What do you mean, let's say fact? Either you follow boxing and you know this stuff or you don't. It's not no let's say fact. It's provable facts. Man said let's say fact like like oh we'll just give it to you. No, see we're not gonna do that. Now I gotta destroy y'all. So to all the let's say fact looking muff. Okay, boxing scene this year. Article. Teofimo suggests that Brian Norman at welterweight is next. So it ain't no muff and let's say fact. It is a fact because I'm the greatest. I'm the best in the business and it's not even close. You see Teofimo's face. You see an article that says Teofimo Lopez Jr. suggests Brian Norman at welterweight is next, right? This was written July 14th, not long ago this year. So it ain't no muff, let's say fact, like I just made it up. Now moving on. So my theory is this, since you guys clearly don't know about boxing. My theory is this, is that Top Rank probably keep their champion active, cash him out for Keyshawn to help the Keyshawn card because it's a hometown Keyshawn card. Put another black fighter who just had a knockout of the year type of performance versus Santillion. Put him on the Keyshawn card to help build the card, cash him out, pay him. And then next, they'll probably try to make Teofimo. So let's say he was getting 500K, right? You guys are fixated on 1.5, 1.7, right? Let's say he gets 500K. I don't know that. I don't know what his purse is, but I know if you guys said he was getting 200K for a challenger position, he's probably making more than that as champion. Common sense. So we'll just suggest his 500K to fight on Keyshawn's undercard. Then if he fights Teofimo next, that's another big fight that's going to do good ratings. Teofimo has done good ratings historically on ESPN. Then what do they got to pay him for that? So 500, you don't think he could get a million if he gets another nice little win and a knockout? You don't think he could get a million or at least close to a million by fighting Teofimo Lopez? Honestly, ask that question. I'm asking you guys a question. So if he fights the tune up, he'll be the favorite. Let's say he knocks the guy out. Then they make the Teofimo fight, which was widely reported as a Teofimo fight at welterweight. Even if he got 500 for the Keyshawn fight and 750 for allegedly for the Teo, because I don't know. Of course, it hasn't materialized, so I don't know what the purses are. But even 500, 750, that's 1.2. So you're already 1.2. That's the 1.7 is, you see what I'm saying? Like the 1.7, 1.5, that's not game changing money. The only thing is it would take more fights to get there, but then you stick to the path of your promoter to get it. And you think about the longevity. if you fight Jaron Boots Ennis and let's say he crushes you, then now you're all the way to the back of the bus. You're to the back of the bus and you took a raw deal potentially that you didn't like. So that doesn't benefit you. So most promoters, they're going to, if they're going to send their fighter to another network, particularly, and let them be lead promoter, then it has to make sense for everybody involved. You guys keep saying, oh, Brian Norman. How do you know Top Rank wants to fight for $1.5 million? If they're getting 20%, they're going to want to get cashed out too. So you're saying 3 fights to 1.7 is better than 1. I'm saying looking at your fight, see, now you guys are trying to say stupid stuff. Your comprehension skills need improvement. I'm saying if you're a fighter and it's a business, you have 3 fights where you can make the same money, or 2 fights. I don't know. I don't know what he'll get for a Teofimo fight. But in 2 fights, you might be able to make similar money. And then Teofimo has never fought at welterweight. You fight that, you beat Teofimo, now you have another crazy paycheck. You're talking about a fighter's career. You're talking about a fighter's career. So you fight, and he, like, the thing is, Brian Norman is 23 years old. He's 23 years old. So he could keep doing this and keep growing and keep promoting, or take the risk to be on another person's network, have everything against you for money you don't like. And then what? It just got to work. And if it don't work, then now you're at the back of the line. So that's what I'm saying. It's a business. But it's not just the Normans. What about Top Rank? If they're getting 20%, let's say, that's what it was said. They're getting 20%. So they send you to the zone, let them get credit for a unification for 1.5. So they sent their champion for 300K. But then if you put, let's say, Top Rank and Jared Big Baby Anderson on that Riyadh season, they probably cashed him out. So Top Rank let him take the Bacoli risk because that car was supposed to be big and they were probably cashing out. You see that? You see how this works? Or like let's say that Crawford Madrimov, Pitbull fought against Ryo, but that's 2 PBC guys. So at the end of the day, PBC gets the winner. So it doesn't matter. But if you're going to send somebody to another platform, it got to make sense for all parties. Like Canelo Berlanga. Berlanga has won the opportunity if he beats Canelo. Plus, he's going to get a lot of money. So you got to take that Canelo offer. Boots is not Canelo. Boots is not that, he's not at that level of Canelo stardom where it's like, oh, he represents so much money, so Berlanga would be a fool not to take the Canelo, or Jermell Charlo. So that's why Munguia and Berlanga, 2 DAZN fighters, are fighting Canelo, because he represents such a big bag that the risk matches the promoter. So DAZN losing Berlanga's undefeated record, or Golden Boy or DAZN losing Munguia for that opportunity, the opportunity plus the risk matches for everybody. That's why you get the fight. Here's the thing. Okay, let me ask you all a question. If Top Rank offered Jaron Boots Ennis the same money to fight on ESPN, he would do it? If Bob Arum says we'll give Jaron Ennis 1.7 million to fight on ESPN, so don't fight on the zone. Eddie's not the lead promoter. We'll give you 1.7 to fight on our network in a unification for the opportunity. You beat Brian Norman, you get a second belt, your career's popping. You think Eddie Hearn and Boots would take that and fight on ESPN? Not gonna work because Boots made 3 million plus for his last fight. But that's because, once again, the problem I've already stated, because Eddie Hearn and Turkey, they've they've caused inflation and they're paying people higher than their actual market value. So the reality is, Top Rank would not do that. The Top Rank would offer him maybe the 1.7, but they're not going to give him $5 million because the fight's not worth $5 million. So that's why Boots is in a conundrum. Boots is in a conundrum because you're overpaying him for David Avanesian type of fights. You overpaid him to lure him to the point where he didn't sign to PBC and left Showtime. So now, in order to get him to leave the platform, it would have to be like some crazy amount of money that doesn't really make sense. No business is trying to lose money. You see what I'm saying? No one's trying to lose money. So when DAZN and Turkey come and inflate the marketplace by overpaying Shakur for Cordina, overpaying Crawford for Madrimov, or overpaying Boots to keep him happy, now what happens is you have a fight that's not even that big, a fight that won't do good on pay-per-view. One guy's overpaid, you don't want to have to overpay the second guy. It's super easy. Like, notice Tank fighting against Frank Martin is in-house, it's easy to do. Because Frank Martin, you got one megastar in Tank, and you got Frank Martin, who's a ranked good, rising star. So his demand is more reasonable. His demand, that's how PBC does business. Frank Martin knows his market value and he looks at the deal, and it's a deal that you can do where you could say, "Oh, Davis versus Martin, we can expect this type of gate and this type of pay-per-view sales, so we can afford to pay Frank Martin that." But the it's like a seesaw. You can't have a really skinny person on a seesaw and an extremely obese, morbidly obese person on the other end of the seesaw, because that's where it's not balanced. You got the blob from X-Men and they on this side of the seesaw, and you got an anorexic person. The seesaw won't be balanced. You get what I'm saying? So you're already giving Jaron Ennis more money than his market value is truthfully worth. He's a good fighter, he's a skilled fighter, he has potential, but he not generating Canelo type of live gates, Tank Davis type of live gates, to the point where that's how much he really would be making if you put pen to paper and looked at his stats. But again, you had to do what you had to do to spring him. So you did it, and now you're stuck with the high bill. Like, imagine if you're a rapper who got signed to a deal. Your deal is worth 1 million and you spent 500K flying all around for your music video. You still got taxes. Like, you already spent too much on the music video. How you gonna get J. Cole and Kendrick and all these features? You see what I'm saying? That's why the budget, that's why these fights aren't being made, because you have fighters like Jaron Ennis, and it took a lot to get him. So you don't have, budget-wise, you don't have that much wiggle room, especially for an outsider not within the company like Brian Norman. You don't have that much wiggle room. Notice you never see this with PBC. When's the last time you seen PBC get one of their front men and complain about why the fight didn't go as according to plan and just throw the blame on them? Because PBC is producing the fights. They're producing the fights. It's not about like, oh, let's blame the person. You virtually heard nothing about Canelo Berlanga. They just announced the fight. Is that cap or fact? Ill will, you guys are saying the same dumb Norman was getting a huge opportunity. Why do you keep suggesting that it's only an opportunity for Brian Norman? I don't understand it. Why do you think this only benefits one person in a two-person event? You guys keep saying, "Oh, Norman, he's it's a huge opportunity." So it's not an opportunity for Boots to solidify his name with a guy who has power and is undefeated and has a belt. What are we talking about? You have a good point. I know. The zone failed to account for Boots' risk premium. In other words, needs more than usual to fight a real threat. That's what I'm saying. That's what it's all boils down to. People keep saying it's like fear. It's just like anything. Like anything has to uproot a person to the point where they leave this situation. Like, for example, if you like your job and you're making great money, and then another job offers you some money to move to Chicago, and you don't really have family in Chicago, all your family's in California, the deal got to be worth it for you to uproot everything instead of just staying on the structured path that you're already on and move to Chicago on a whim for, let's say you're already making 150K per year, let's say 200K per year. You're not moving to Chicago where you don't have no family and friends for 220K for an extra 20K a year. You see what I'm saying? I mean, would the 20K a year extra when you're already living a good life, would that be enough? 20K per year, that's like less than 2,000 a month extra. Now, if you took it to 550K, that's like double your salary. So now you okay, we talk about some big money. So maybe for half a milli, I uproot to Chicago and leave California. You see what I'm saying? Like it's just simple mathematics and business. You guys try to overcomplicate it. You also have to understand it's not just the fighters, it's their teams. It's top rank. You think top rank can keep their own fighter at home, put him on Keyshawn card to enhance Keyshawn's card, and then they don't have to let someone else get credit for a fighter that they're building. You guys act brain dead. Like, oh no, a duck. Everything's just a duck, and someone was scared and stuff. These fighters been fighting their whole life. The thing is, when the business makes sense, the fight usually happens because see, here's the thing, and I've said this before. Boots isn't it, okay, is Boots a superstar? We'll start there. Right now in 2020, August 2024, is Boots a superstar? Just answer this question. Jaron Boots Ennis, is he a superstar? Right now, is he a super? Okay, so everyone's saying no. So he's not a superstar. Brian Norman's not a superstar. That's why you having problem with these fights because you can't rush the process. Brian Norman's 23. He's not a superstar. He just got a belt and he just got elevated a belt. He hasn't really shown in, I'm saying, over the course of time. He's not Shane Mosley, Oscar De La Hoya. See, you notice when Floyd was fighting, Floyd fought marquee. Ricky Hatton had a whole country. Shane Mosley was a respected guy. De La Hoya was the cash cow. You see, that's why these fights make sense. But what's happening now is you're overpaying one fighter already, Boots Ennis, and then you don't have a stable for them, and you don't have a bunch of branded guys, and then the fight still ain't that big no matter what. Like, let's be clear, and this is unpopular opinion. Brian Norman versus Jaron Ennis, it's not a big fight right now. It's a good fight for hardcore fans, but it's not like this big fight. It's like, remember when Frank Martin fought Michelle Rivera? It's like a fight like that. Like, it's a good fight. Hardcores would watch it, but this is not no banger that you could put on a $90 pay-per-view with no undercard that resonates and then it's doing crazy numbers. It's a good fight for hardcores. That's why you're having this problem. Now, if a fighter had done what Miguel Cotto or Felix Tito Trinidad had done, like Felix Tito had the Puerto Rican population. You know what I mean? So you put him in with B Hop or whoever, De La Hoya, that's where you get these events. What's happening is guys haven't really been branded, right? They haven't been branded at all. And really, you got two non-superstars and you're trying to make a fight. So it's gonna be harder to make the money make sense at that point. None of the welterweight division is dry right now. It's dry as fuck. It's the driest it's been in the last several years. I'll say that. None of these guys have the longevity that Errol Spence and Crawford had. None of them. Meaning they haven't done as many good things as Crawford had done, like moving up in weight, undisputed, fighting and knocking all welterweights out, Errol collecting all the belts. That's why you could put Errol Spence and Crawford when they got to it, and it represented something. Brian Norman, literally, he was a champion. He being a champion for 2 months. Like literally, Boots couldn't fight Crawford for obvious reasons. Crawford moved up. He been a champion for let's say 6 months, 8 months. And then Brian Norman been a champion 2 months. That's not a super fight. That's not a super fight. Block Chandler is not a super fight. That's why you're having this difficulty. When they hate, donate. Shout out to Chad Van Scoor. You dig? Gotta go, but respect the best in the business. Shout out to the Army. I'm about to get out of here too, Chad. Ego, get him hip to the knowledge as usual. Hope you keep streaming, fam. Yeah, I got to get back on my stream stuff. The game needs me. I see that. But I'm telling you why the super fights aren't making like when it like even this is controversial, or at least some of you guys are gonna feel it. Shakur Stevenson and Tank is not a big fight. I promise you. Right now, it is not a big fight. Who disagrees with that? Shout out to my boy Jameson. Who believes that Tank and Shakur is a big fight? I'm talking about huge. I'm telling you guys, you don't know the business. It's not a big fight. Shakur is not even in the proper limelight off his last two performances. You guys confuse two names with big fight. And here's the thing: more people respect Shakur's boxing ability than Ryan Garcia, but Ryan Garcia still represented a bigger fight because he's done a better job on the branding side. He was undefeated. He's bigger than Tank. He's willing to talk and rile the troops, so to speak. And he was, oh, I'm gonna knock Tank out. I'm gonna knock Tank out. He got a clean cut look. He got 10 million followers. Business. That's business. Shakur could be a tougher fight, possibly. I would easily pick Tank though. But I'm saying hypothetically it could be a tough fight. But the thing is, it's not a big fight. Shakur, people didn't even like his last two performances. He hasn't fought no one at lightweight that people wanted to see him fight, except for Edwin De Los Santos, maybe. And that was horrific. And then it's about to get worse because he's about to fight Joe Cordina. And I don't really see much value in that fight. I don't see how that will really boost and bolster Shakur's name. So a lot of people they're gonna say, "Oh, this doesn't make sense." It don't make sense to you because you don't know about boxing. Shakur and Tank is not a big fight right now. You know what I mean? I think Devin Haney before he lost to Ryan Garcia would have been a bigger fight for Tank because he had been doing a lot of right moves, Regis Prograis win, and being undisputed, things like that, and he was undefeated, and the sparring with Tank, blah blah blah. That's what you guys aren't understanding. Same thing with Boots and Norman. It's not a fight, and this is why the paycheck probably has a stopping point. If if Brian Norman was a champion longer than 2 months, then maybe you justify giving him more. But the way their budget is obviously set up, they're looking at it as like, man, we're not paying him more because we already have to give Boots a lot of money. So it's just going to be a financial loss. And I agree. That's why the fight not happening. Excuse me. That's why the fight not happening indeed, because people are trying to sell you a product that hasn't been established and branded. And then that plus inflated purses and it's going to be harder. Again, how hard do you think it was to make Mayweather Mosley? Probably not hard because Mosley, he knows his worth. He's made big paychecks to that point. He had fought De La Hoya twice. Floyd knows what he's worth. The companies know that they'll make money because it's a Floyd show and that Mosley is a name that can help the show. Boom, fights get made. Brian Norman and Jaron Ennis, neither guy right now is a superstar. And then one guy's already commanding a purse, which lured him from probably signing with Espinoza or Amazon Prime PBC. And now you don't want to have to overpay two people much more than their market value. But this is the problem when you don't have the roster or the depth, then you're stuck. And that's what happens. You're going to have to pay like you weigh to lure a cross promotional fight. It got to be big enough to make sense. And if it's not, you're gonna have to pay like you weigh every single time. That's why I was able to predict that this fight wasn't happening next before it became obvious. And you guys keep saying, "Oh, you're wrong." You go, all right, I'm wrong, but I keep getting it right. Makes a lot of sense. And the funny thing is, if you look at the welterweight picture right now, Ennis versus Norman in Philly with the city behind him, and both fighters talking slick would do over 18K tickets sold. I mean, you just made up that figure though. You just made that up. You just made up a number that made you feel good. That's what you did. Oh my god, these dudes is they want me to be wrong so bad. It's so funny. Boots brought out 15K. When Errol did that at the Star, fans gave him props. Bro, you guys aren't smarter than me. Please stop. I see this is the difference too. I was at the Star. I'm everywhere. You ain't never there. You bringing up Errol Spence. You weren't at the fight. I was at that fight. I know what he brought out because I was there. I was there when they had Javier Fortuna getting stretchered out. I was ringside at that fight. You talking about it from the sidelines. I'm actually living it. That's the difference. I'm living my dream. Oh, Boots brought out 15K when Errol did it. You're missing. They want to be right so bad. They missing key points. When Errol fought at the Star, right? That was against Carlos Ocampo, right? First of all, that was after he became a champion. So, what about the 20,000 or whatever thousand he did with Kell Brook in Sheffield? What about that? So you're just going to ignore that. What about the 6.5 million that he did after the Olympics with Leonard Bundu? Let's just not add that into the equation. What about the fight he had at the Barclay, I think, in New York with Lamont Peterson? Let's just ignore all of that and talk about the Ocampo fight and saying they gave him Boots had one fight where he main evented and he did good numbers. What are you talking about? That wasn't Arrow first 10,000 plus event that he was the main event for. That was likely Boots' first main event where he did 10,000 plus crowd. It was a first round knockout. So you guys are trying to make comparisons. Errol Spence was already established and further along because he had beaten Kell Brook and Lamont Peterson before the Ocampo fight even happened. Boots just had his first big, he came out to Philly. Philly showed out. Philly showed love. That's good. Add that. But that's one. That's you got one. So what are we talking about? Errol Spence got a stoppage in Sheffield, England with 20,000 people against him. Way different. Boots don't have name. Okay. Since y'all think y'all smarter than me, name a fight that Boots done had where he was the main event and it had the recognition that Errol Spence beating Kell Brook had. Okay. Bro, y'all not nicer than me. Peterson was not after the star. Block him. He's a bum. This off the top of my head. Peterson was his first fight after the fight with Kell Brook. You're a liar. Block Brandon for lying. You don't know boxing. Everybody look it up. I'm the human encyclopedia. I'm boxing's encyclopedia. Now he's lying, saying that the Lamont Peterson fight happened after the Ocampo fight. The Lamont Peterson was his first title defense after Kell Brook. So how could it have happened after the Ocampo fight? You're a liar. I don't need Wikipedia. I don't need Google. I have it in here. I got credentialed to go to the Lamont Peterson fight. I got credentialed to go to the Errol Spence fight. I know. You don't know, but I know. I'm the best. That's what I'm saying. Look I'm the best here. These dudes have to lie to try to make a point. I'm not lying. This is in here. I guarantee you, if you look it up right now, you'll see it. It says Errol Spence, Kell Brook, Sheffield, and then his next fight will be Lamont Peterson. And Ocampo came after Peterson. Look it up. These dudes are liars. I'm not lying. That's the difference. What's the difference between me and you? Me and you. And the funny thing is, you guys can be on your phones. You can look it up on another window. I'm hosting a show and I still know you're wrong without no help. I don't need a lifeline. I don't need to look it up. I know off of memory that you're wrong because I'm the GOAT. You could have fact checked it real quick and then typed the comment. You guys have that luxury. I'm the host. So whatever you guys are throwing at me, I got to just react to it. But I can react because it's all up in here. And I'm nicer than you. And I know more about boxing than you. And I was at the fight. You wasn't at the fight. You see how this works? That's why I be cooking y'all. So the Boots comparison to Errol Spence was stupid. Errol had 20,000 plus with Kell Brook as the main event, got the body, and earned the belt. Boots didn't earn a belt by knocking the champion out. You guys are dumb. You guys are dumb. Stop playing with me. If you dumb, you dumb. Errol knocked out a champion in his backyard and then put it on a cross, on a chain to become the man. Boots didn't get the Crawford fight to get the IBF belt. How is this the same? So one guy went to a guy's backyard, knocked him out, and put him on a chain to become popping. Then fought a respected Lamont Peterson, knocked him out easy. Then he started fighting Ocampos and Mikey Garcias and stuff. What does this got to do with Boots? Boots couldn't get the Crawford fight. I'm not saying it's his fault, but he didn't get it. And then he got emailed the belt as a technicality. You want me to be wrong, but I'm not wrong. I'll eat it if I'm wrong, but you know I'm not wrong. See how that works? If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But you're gonna have to put some work in. You're gonna have to prove that. Y'all can't prove it. You cowards. You're scared of the real man. You guys are cowards. Straight up cowards. You want me to be wrong, so you doing anything. You seething and mad and biting your teeth, clicking your teeth, mad, biting your fingernails because you want me to be wrong so bad, but you know It's boxing ego. That come with something. I care about my name, so I care about the message I put out, and I know what I'm saying is cooking, y'all. I know that. You just want me to be wrong to the point of lying? That ain't gangster. Y'all ain't gangster. You think that's gangster to lie about somebody and, like, put smut on people's name and start, "Oh, Peterson was after the Ocampo fight." No, it wasn't. And this is how I know. There's multiple ways you could have cross-referenced that. How was Peterson after Ocampo, but he had just won the title, so he did the title defense with Lamont Peterson, and Ocampo was a mandatory that he had to fight. So that was Ocampo was a mandatory. He had already done the title defense. Y'all don't know, man. Y'all don't know boxing. So whatever. And all this to say that I was right. Boots ain't fighting Brian Norman next, which is what I said from the beginning. See, y'all should just listen to me. Your life would be a lot easier. They want to argue for the sake of arguing. It don't work like that, partner. So that's what's preventing the fight. You're overpaying one guy. The fight's not really that big. Financially, it wouldn't do. And they can forecast and look at that and say, like, all right, Boots versus Norman is cool, but Norman being a brand new champion, again, boxing hardcores, that's not enough. That's not enough to make a mega fight. Dynamic Pyro, what's up? You understand what I'm saying? Hardcores ain't enough because half of you hardcores mess around and stream the fight. You need a little bit more ammunition. It's no mystery. There's no mystery. So if you're already overpaying one guy and then Brian Norman is not within your organization, and then he's gonna want to get comp because he's like, I got a belt like he got a belt. It's a unification. I got to fight in his backyard. I got to fight on his network. I got to fight against, his commentators. You gonna pay me. So that's your option. Pay like you weigh, or the fight don't get made. Because see, this is what I'm saying. You don't understand leverage. Do you understand what leverage is? When you have leverage, you know that you have something that he needs. This would help Boots become relevant. So, yeah, I would do the same exact thing as Brian Norman team. If we're going to assume all the risk in terms of fighting his backyard, fighting against his judges and his promotion and fighting Philly and all that, yeah, you're going to have to make it make sense for me. I'll do the same exact thing. Make it make sense. Why would I assume all this risk? It's not like a neutral war ground, like, oh, let's fight in Washington, DC or something, or New York, where neither one of us are from. You want him to do all this and then not be content with his car or his purse. And here's the thing: if 300K would have got the fight done, why would you say no and make that the stopping point? Because you prefer the Karen fight. I'm not saying Boots prefers it, but Eddie Hearn prefers it because he knows he don't have to pay Karen that much money because Karen, nobody wants to see the fight. Karen's a mandatory, and it's a manual purse split anyway because it's going to purse bid, and it's a ordered mandatory fight. So that's the business. Eddie Hearn is like telling you all this. Oh, Boots. No, he don't want to make the Norman fight. You want to give the 75-25 split. The champion gets the bulk of the money, and you have to pay Karen substantially less money than you would have to pay an outsider from Top Rank who has a belt. Because you know that the fight is a casual fight at best. You know what I mean? It's not like, or a hardcore fan fight at best. That's what this is about, period. That's why it just becomes name calling and, oh, the Normans, they don't really want it. Yeah. You don't want it because you could have pushed further. There's things that could have happened before the collapse and the purse bid came into fruition. I promise you that. I promise you. Like I said, does that make sense that you're within 250K away from getting the job done and you have a significantly better fight, but then you say, no, enough is enough. No fight for anybody. Honestly, does that make sense to you? Does that make sense to get that close to the number? It's a negotiation, so there's gonna be some back and forth. Get that close, and then you draw the line in the sand within 250, 300K from where you already were. And you have the money where you could have done that. So to me, I think Eddie Hearn rather the Karen deal. He's not going to tell you that publicly. He's going to be like, "Oh, this is BS. This is bullocks, mate." And he's not going to tell Jaron Ennis' team. But I truly believe this was he prefers because he's a promoter. You want to pay the guy a lot less money. Don't have to substantially overpay him, and it's an easier fight for Boots Ennis himself because he already beat the guy via shutout. So Eddie Hearn knows this. Yeah, like, put it this way: what's a more dangerous fight, Norman or Karen? Even if you think Boots knocks out Brian Norman, what would you say is more dangerous, Brian Norman or Karen? What is more dangerous? Even if you favor Boots to beat Brian Norman, what would you say presents more of a threat? Norman, exactly. So that's the business, people. So you have to not only do you have to overpay, but you have to overpay the bigger threat that's not signed to you. You guys can't see how this works? Listen to what I just said. Kenya B responded that Brian Norman undoubtedly is at least a bigger threat than Karen. So fight against a bigger threat with power and with speed and some momentum from his last fight and a belt. Fight the bigger threat. Plus, you have to overpay him. And then if he wins, then Top Rank got a winner that you overpaid, or fight a mandatory and Karen, keep the money where Karen probably gets 25% or whatever the IBF split is, and you have to pay him substantially less. And then it's already a guy that he beat. So the probability of Karen beating Boots in the rematch probably isn't that high. And even if he did, it wouldn't be probably by knockout, I would imagine. So that's business. So I really feel like Eddie Hearn, he's pump faking. He's pump faking like, oh, we really wanted the Norman fight more. No, you didn't, because you could have got that done. You were pretty close and you could have got it done, but it's not worth the hassle, in your opinion, for the risk, which is the same thing the Normans are saying. They're saying like, "Why are we gonna cross the street and fight in Philly and do all this stuff? We'll do it, but it gotta be some it gotta make sense to really take us off the track. We could stay here, get this bag right here on the Keyshawn card, and then possibly fight Teofimo if we stay put. It's a business. It's that simple. Anyway, I'm about to get something to eat. Hopefully you guys understood and enjoyed the stream. I got to start doing some of the lives more often. The fans want to see it. So I'll holla.